FM.
Okay, kom ons gaan 'n bietjie saam in die veld in. Ons gaan 'n bietjie gaan stap. En vandag is ons in die pragtige bosveld. En ons gaan leeus soek. And luckily we have our tracker with us. The person assisting us is Alex van den Heever. He's a director at EcoTraining. Alex is with us via Zoom and we are walking in the beautiful bushvelds. Alex, if we're going to go lion tracking, what do we need to take along with us?
Well, you've got to have comfortable shoes, of course, some water, khaki or natural colored clothing, a good hat, and ready to walk, because when you're following in the trail of a lion, you don't know how long that lion has walked for the previous evening. So it's not like a regular trail where you're going to walk for an hour. You're in the trail of a wild animal that you cannot control. And so therefore, you don't know how long you're going to be out there for.
Oh, how exciting. It feels like I'm a little bit like I'm talking to Bear Grylls. I hope someone is there with a rifle. Do we need to have like a rifle with us?
Yes, I guess we do take rifles when we take people on foot. So absolutely. And our instructors are highly trained in the use of those weapons. So all the safety procedures are in place. Absolutely. Radios, first aid kit, as well as the camp, knowing where we go in the area we are operating.
Well, I know lion, they're part of the cat family, so you probably won't hear them. You need to kind of track their spoor and you need to find them in clever ways. Where do you start? What do you look for?
When we go lion tracking, Sanett, we wake up extra early, long before the sun gets up, long before it's light. So we're having our coffee in the morning around the fire in the boma, and we're waiting for that dawn call, the time the lion roars, before the sun comes up, before the light even touches the horizon. And once you get that call, you head off on foot. So you get that and then you head off on foot and in the direction of the call until you find a track, a footprint of where that animal walked the previous evening. Now it may be a single male or it may be a pride. Now you've got evidence, and we brief our group. You've got fresh lion tracks here from the night before, for example, and then we start to follow, and we follow footprint for footprint. And what we're looking for is the odd scuff mark. Remember, a lion is a soft-footed animal, so it doesn't leave perfect footprints all over the place. If it walks in nice soft sand, of course, but they often walk across stony ground or through grass. And when it's walking through the grass, we've got to look for bent pieces of blades of grass. We're looking for little pieces of bruised vegetation. We're looking for the odd stone that's dislodged. We're looking for a little bit of a smudge from a toe. And lions are lazy. They usually follow the path of least resistance. So they follow game paths. And eventually what we'll get is an alarm call up ahead of a bird, or maybe an impala or a wildebeest, or we might get a sign of zebra running, tracks of zebra running from the night before. So that tells us those lions were hunting. And all this information we start to piece together like a puzzle. We start to get an idea of the activity from the night before. And if we're lucky, we'll catch up with that animal. And then that's quite a cool encounter, because encountering a lion on foot, well, I imagine that's the original fear. That's the original fear. But again, our instructors know how to deal with these animals on foot. We get up to a point where we can see them, and hopefully they don't see us. That's the idea, is that they don't spot us whilst on foot.
Now that is what you guys are famous for at EcoTraining, hands-on practical training for people who really just love being in the bush, and for people who want to make a living of it. Why did you guys decide now to create an online learning platform?
Well, I think like so many businesses over the last 15 or 16 months, COVID hit, we were unable to train practically. And so what we did was very quickly, by June last year, we had our first field guide program online. So that enables people to log on and to learn the theory of the program we're teaching in the comfort of their own home. So we right now have got apprentice field guide. We have a nature enthusiast online program. We've got a trails guide, which is a walking program. And we're about to add tracking and birding online programs very soon.
Amazing. And what is the format of these online learning courses? And what do I need to be able to participate?
You don't need anything except just the will and to learn about nature and to, our overriding mission is to build environmental consciousness, to create ambassadors for the natural world, to ensure that the next generation of people understand the interconnectedness of nature and that the importance that everything we survive on is based on nature. So the format, to answer your question in short, is they are live lectures. So you log on at about 6 p.m. in the evening. You have a lecturer who's there. He's got his presentation out on Zoom, and he takes you through about an hour to an hour and a half lecture. Now, that is what's currently happening. By early next year, we'll have our on-demand platform up and running, where you'll be able to log on at any time of the day or night. Remember, we have people from all over the world now wanting to learn about nature. We are the only training company that is now specializing in environmental online courses.
So interesting and exciting. Why would someone sign up for this course?
Some of our courses are accredited, that they are, for example, the Apprentice Field Guide. There are 17 modules there. That's a program endorsed by FGASA, the Field Guides Association of South Africa, and it's also accredited by the CETA. So you can get a certificate at the end. With one caveat, however, once you've finished the theory and you've written the online test for the accredited programs, you then can come to our camps, which are now open to do the practical. And the practical component of that course, which we always give a discount to. If you've done our online program, we will give you a discount on the practical side.
Listen, what I really love about it is that it can really just be for the nature enthusiast, right up to someone who wants to make a career out of this.
Exactly right, Sanett. So if you're just interested in learning more about what's in your back garden or about what's on your next trip to Kruger National Park, we've got courses for you. And by the same token, if you want to follow a professional career as a guide or conservationist, we've also got accredited programs, all of which are online as well as practical.
And I think it's maybe a fantastic opportunity, just thinking of learners grade 10 plus who needs to, they need to start making decisions about life. Maybe even just doing the online enthusiast course will give them a good taste of, do I like this? Would I like to pursue this as a career?
Absolutely, Sanett. And you touch on an important point. The next generation are who we need to influence here and to ensure that they understand nature. And so for that reason, we will be developing a course specifically for school children, for grade 8, 9, and 10 people, so that kids can also log on and learn about nature and start to get an idea whether it's a career they'd like to follow.
So we've touched now on the online field guide course. Maybe just give us an idea of what is included in that course.
The field guide course will take you through the guide techniques of guiding, the orientation of where you are guiding in the geographic area. So, for example, the Lowveld, the biomes, the astrology, geology, ecology, animal behavior, wildlife tracking. There are 17 modules. I'm not going to list all of them, but if you go on the EcoTraining website onto our online page, all the details are there.
Exciting, so super exciting. Maybe just to summarize, give us an idea of what online courses are available at the moment and which ones you guys are dreaming and going to add on pretty soon.
So right now we've got Apprentice Field Guide, we've got Trails Guide, which is a walking course. We've got a course on biomimicry, that is taking inspiration from nature's natural architecture. And we're about to add birding and wildlife tracking in the next 6 to 8 weeks.
That is super exciting. And where can the Lowvelders find these courses and more information about this, Alex?
They can go to our website, ecotraining.co.za, Sanett, and all the courses are on it's a very easily navigable website.
Now, to end off, have you ever had, we've been lion tracking now with you, have you had like a scary encounter with lion, or does it run smooth all the time?
No, it doesn't always run smoothly. These are wild animals. So sometimes we've had one instance last week where we were tracking, and the track suddenly started going in the opposite direction. We realized that those lions had turned around, and they turned around on a path, walked about 30 meters and walked off the path and went to lay under a thicket. And we'd literally walked past these lions in the middle of the day. And when we went back, as we turned around, we realized that they'd changed direction. We started to follow again, and we heard this low growl in the bush. And there we'd actually walk very close to them. But that's what they do. All wild animals, they give you a warning when they're unhappy, when they feel you too close. And as long as you heed that warning, as long as you recognize and are able to interpret that warning, you can stay safe.
I'm just wondering, even the enthusiast, if I've done your online course and I would love to get a practical hands-on experience, but with guys like you that are very experienced, you actually have taught me, so now I want to experience it practically. Can I come and join you at your camp just for a practical experience of my own?
Yes. Every single one of our online programs has a practical component, run at one of our 6 camps throughout South Africa, Botswana, and in Kenya as well. So absolutely, and we give a discount, as I said earlier. If you've been on our online course, we'll give you a discount on the practical. So for example, when you do the field guide and you do the 17 modules online, you then, if you choose to do the practical, you come for 35 days in one of our tented camps in the Greater Kruger National Park and complete the practical component. And that is doing walks, drives with our instructors in the field twice a day, activities, living in an unfenced bush camp, eating nice home-cooked South African food, and being immersed in nature.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Alex, and thank you for taking a quick walk with us in the bush this morning.
100.5 FM.